Namaste everyone, welcome back to Epic Tales of the Mahabharata. I'm your host Ryan. In our 10th episode, we heard about Shishupal's 100th mistake, how Duryodhan and Shakuni planned a game of dice to bring down the Pandavas by luring Yudhishthir to gamble. In episode 11, we are taken into the crucial game of dice that ultimately led to Draupadi's humiliation, changing the path of the Mahabharata forever. The Pandavas lost their kingdom, honor, and freedom and were condemned to life in exile. Vidur was sent to invite the Pandavas. Yudhishthir, tied down by his sense of dharma and honor, could not refuse, even though his heart knew the risks. Thus, Yudhishthir and his brothers found themselves in the grand hall of Hastinapur. After visiting the grand Indraprastha, Duryodhan had specially constructed this hall to prove his power. As the game began, Duryodhan and Shakuni looked at each other. They knew the dice would rule in their favor. Although Yudhishthir was a clever gambler, he couldn't understand Shakuni's sinister plan. At first, Yudhishthir gambled modestly, some gold, some livestock. But with every roll of the dice, he lost. As his losses grew, so did his despair. The dice seemed to be against him. But Yudhishthir believed in fate. He trusted that fortune would turn. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Shakuni's plan was unfolding perfectly. With each loss, Yudhishthir's stakes increased. Soon, he gambled Indraprastha, the great kingdom the Pandavas had built from scratch. And once again, he lost. The Pandavas' wealth and kingdom were gone, taken by a dice roll. But that wasn't the end of it. The game now took a grave turn when Yudhishthir, overwhelmed by hopelessness and despair, started betting on whatever was closest to his heart. He bet his brothers, one after another, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev, and lost them all to Duryodhan. The hall was heavy with tension, yet no one came to stop it. The elders, Bhishma and Dhritarashtra, sat there speechless, unable or unwilling to stop the madness. Finally, with nothing to give away, Yudhishthir took the ultimate risk. He bet Draupadi, his queen and beloved wife. Everyone in the hall was stunned. It was unthinkable, unimaginable, and yet the game continued. Duryodhan and his brothers were jubilant when Yudhishthir lost Draupadi in the game. Taking advantage of this situation, Duryodhan commanded his younger brother, Dushashan, to drag Draupadi into the royal hall as if she were a mere object, a toy they had won over in a child's play. Dushashan barged into Draupadi's chambers and dragged her into the crowded assembly hall by pulling her hair. Draupadi, the queen of Indraprastha, the daughter of King Drupad and the wife of the 5 Pandavas, was humiliated before all the royal elders and the assembled crowd. Her voice trembled as she asked a question that would be passed down through the ages. Did Yudhishthir lose me before he lost himself? How can a man who has already lost his freedom gamble his wife? It was so stunning for the gathering that everyone was speechless. Bhishma, the oldest of them, could not utter a word as his devotion to the throne chained him. Dhritarashtra, the blind king, sat without power. Vidur could not speak, for the voice of reason was drowned. But Duryodhan was still enraged with Draupadi for laughing at him in Indraprastha. He called Draupadi and invited her to sit on his right thigh, adding insult to her humiliation. Bhim became furious with such an invitation. He vowed to break the thigh that Duryodhan so proudly and pompously requested Draupadi to sit on. Then the unthinkable happened. Dushashan tried to disrobe Draupadi in front of everybody. At that moment of deep humiliation and terror, Draupadi raised her hands and called upon Lord Krishna for help. The sari Dushashan was pulling seemed to go on and on to no end. No matter how much he tugged, there was no running out of fabric. Krishna saved Draupadi from total humiliation through divine intervention. Her sari became infinite, and Dushashan, exhausted and humiliated, fell on the floor, unconscious, defeated by a force he could not understand. This miraculous protection is one of the most celebrated moments in the Mahabharata. It meant Krishna's love and devotion for Draupadi was unparalleled. However, even with this divine intervention, the damage was done. The honor of Draupadi had been violated, and the Pandavas, by their oath and dharma, were powerless to stop it. Seeing the lawlessness that had crept into the arena, the blind king Dhritarashtra finally intervened. He saw the gross injustice that had been meted out, and perhaps fearful of invoking the god's anger, he granted Draupadi a boon. She asked for her husband's freedom, which was granted. Moved by this, Dhritarashtra granted another boon. Draupadi asked to return the Pandavas' wealth and kingdom. Dhritarashtra agreed to her plea, hoping again to calm the storm brewing and stop the bloodshed. For a moment, it looked like peace was restored. Now, the Pandavas had regained their liberty, kingdom, and dignity. This peace, however, was short-lived. Duryodhan wouldn't accept defeat. He had been fueled by the wily remarks of Shakuni to ask for another game of dice, a final gamble. This time, the stakes would be higher. If the Pandavas lost, they would have to go into exile for 13 years, with the last year completely incognito. If they were discovered during the final year, they would have to repeat the entire exile. Yudhishthir knew the risks, but could not refuse the dice gambling challenge. Again, under dharma, he agreed to play. The loaded dice fell in favor of Shakuni and Duryodhan once again. The Pandavas lost everything: kingdom, wealth, and freedom. They were condemned to live in the forest for 13 long years, with the shadow of a longer exile looming if they were discovered during the final year. Once royal members of a rich kingdom, the Pandavas became outcasts from their land. The dice game became the reason for the Pandavas' loss of material wealth, emotional devastation, and morale. Draupadi's humiliation and forced exile came as a breaking point in the relations between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Seeds of the great war of Kurukshetra were firmly planted. The silence of the elders, scheming Shakuni, and the arrogance of Duryodhan would bring about a collision that no one could have foreseen at the time. But for now, the Pandavas were off to the forest to face years of trials and hardships, waiting to reclaim their lost kingdom and honor. Before we end today's episode, let's reflect on a few key moments. Question number 1. Why did Yudhishthir, knowing the dangers, continue to gamble? Question number 2. What do you think the silence of the Kuru elders during Draupadi's humiliations says about dharma and justice in the story? And question number 3. How did the divine intervention by Krishna highlight the importance of faith in moments of despair? Thanks for being a part of this journey. See you in the next episode. Do subscribe to hear our next fascinating episode. Namaste.